Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno 1800. How very good of you doing, and stick around to hooray to our Kwangwang, our capital that we're building right now. In that case, we have a new building that I would like to add now, and I probably would like to have it a bit central, right? It doesn't need to be on the main road, just close to it. And since it's really a massive building, I'm going to move a whole block of population away to build me a bathhouse, a public service that is required by my Gongren. This will push my population further, unfortunately not my tax income. It's a lovely big building once again, and oh no, what again? I can't place this one central. The meme continues. What I can do is, though, I can see that we have a huge wall on the back of it, right? So here's the back. So it's safe for me to place it somewhere like so. There you go. Beautiful. Because in that case, this is just a wall, right? So we could have some smaller ornaments here to hide the fact that it's not central in here. By the way, let's add some more decorations over there. And I would like to use the new... Wow, there's so many things. Something smaller, some bushes. We could also... Nah, another wall doesn't really fit in. There's the entrance. So let's have a nice entrance area here. Right, and then we can have some decorations like a dragon, a Neko statue. Oh, that's Buddha statue. These are all new now. A dragon statue. Alright, I think this fits more to a bathhouse. Let's go ahead and get this one in. And also some trees like here and here. Oh, these are beautiful. That's a nice entrance here, and also something smaller than perhaps here. Or should we have two of them? Let's have two of them. And then we have some flowers here. There you go. This is a nice addition. What a beautiful building, really. Holy cow. Details once again. And with that, yeah, our Kangwang has a new nice signature building. It's actually the tallest one so far. Looks pretty interesting. What's also interesting is that these markets have different skins, right? So since we have now tier 2 population, I can push this one into a city market. There you go. It's taller now than before. That's also neat, I think. And let's also have the road here upgraded. Next in line, we have Shengjing again, over here, or Shenzhen. And in this case, this is my island for my crackers, right? That we want to produce for the magnets. There it is, the caviar crackers. And what I can see is that we can actually make the full Horai production on this island, right? So I don't need to fiddle around with other islands. So let's just check it out, how much caviar we do need. I'm expecting below 1 ton at this point. It's 1 ton, all right. That's more than I thought. And the production here is 30 seconds, right? So this one's also 30 seconds, and this one's actually 20 seconds. So one of them can supply 2 of the caviar. A bit more, a bit less than that. Let's just go ahead and build me. Yeah, let's build me 1 for now. 10,000 though. Holy cow. Alright, let's build a second one. Expensive. Right, to get the fish going. And then I need the pepper farm. And we're probably gonna do this. Ooh, there's lots of minerals here. What do we have? Kaolin, iridium 2 times. Let's actually make it so that we can secure this for us. Right, so I'm just gonna make a nice one here. And then like going over here. And then we also have this kaolin deposit. I do have a lot of kaolin though, so we'll just see if we really need that. And then we can actually have another... I would like to have a warehouse then here somewhere. And around that we have the pepper. Yeah, it's a tiny island. There's not much space. And I think it's the primary production building anyway, right? So let's just jump us in a few of these pepper farms. They're producing 2 per minute, so that's a lot. That's more than I expected. And there's a stone deposit over there. This is rare though, right? So this stone deposit, I definitely want to reserve for myself. So let's just get this one over and use the pepper here along the way, right? So, because I really want to use all the stone. Pretty sure we're gonna need a lot of it. And I haven't found that many stone deposits yet. What is that? Iridium. I can safely ignore that. Okay, so this is once again. Don't forget though, we need to adjust the season. So I would like to have a surplus for it. Because there's gonna be a whole full half hour where we're not producing anything. So these should be fine. Construction cost once again is pretty high, 5,000 each. Let's get them going to get me the pepper.
Better doing this by hand.
Alright, that's a pretty high production. The only other thing we now need is the cookhouse caviar. So I could have this a bit closer perhaps to my hub area.
Has returned from its voyage.
So probably somewhere here. No, wait a second. Here we already have our farm. So let's do it a bit further over here. I think my village could extend all the way up to this point here. So I would like to start with some basic production then over here together with a fire station. Right, and then we can have our first caviar, and oh yeah, you can have a lot of them. They're not big or anything. So those 3, right, we have those 2 herring fish already. So let's also build all 3 of them. 40,000, but we're close to 1 million at this point, so it's okay. Workforce is fine. And get us this next production chain going. Recipe book, what is that? Oh, okay. Caviar, soy sauce, and oshi sushi. Can have a bunch of these in those cookhouses. Now, with that out of the way, we only now need a trade route. And yeah, this is a tricky one, right? Because we have Miss Hunt on the way. So I'm considering using my warships here to secure me this corridor. This could be very, very tedious for us. But it's something I need to do right now. Also here, there was quite the destruction.
Set sail.
Some weapons. Yeah, nothing important. We probably just destroyed a clipper here. Let's get those ships over. We do have a cargo ship available for this trade route. And it's a trade route where I need to think about scaling, right? Because it's for my investors and my magnets. So I'm pretty sure we're going to need a lot of these products at some point. That we need to calculate and or count in. And let's make it here. Because this is the safest trade route because there's no harbor defense here, right? Makes the most sense for me. Strategically, this one has a harbor area, and Alonso, of course. So that's not something I would like to do. Deception, you can do it. And we're gonna take the pepper. Yeah, let's say 3 times. And then also my caviar. 3 times. We have 8 slots on them. That's new. There were 6 before. And with that, we have the trade route rolling. And yeah, my ships protected. By the way, lots of cargo ships coming out now. And also our oil tanker, which I prepare already for the future. And let's make it so that these guys here patrol, right? They're also going to be on passive defense. So they're really just attacking whatever they see. And they're starting here and going then over here. Making sure that this corridor is ours. Propaganda-wise, some of you have been asking what I'm using there. I'm using, of course, my consumption reduction. I'm using my income, though we don't need that anymore, really. I still like to go ahead with this, right? And I'm gonna go with some passive defense there, happiness that comes out of it usually by itself. So I'm not relying on the happiness, though. We have not the happiest population, but it's investors primarily. And the reason for this is that's probably, yeah, we're lacking some goods here. So penny farthings, a bit of chocolate,
raised a settlement.
and then lifestyle needs. Yeah, this is my next thing that we need to do right away as well, and that is starting my aluminium production. The reason for this is, of course, we do need to start with the postal service as well to make my investors happier, and I think then also the magnets. And let's just have a look at that. I think we should be able to do everything here already. Yeah, the bricks were just now taken out. Yeah, just took out my bricks. No problem. Let's build another one and take me one of my bauxite deposits. Yeah, this one. And this one's producing then, yeah, 6 tons of that per minute. That's probably my convoy, right? It's not.
Just say the word.
You're getting attacked by who, where, what? By this one. Oh, that one can fire. It's a chunk. She
Ship
built it.
under attack.
Let's have a look. Can I purchase them too? Oh, I can build. I can take one. That's a frigate. That's its own special ship. Oh, I see. And there's another mechanic kicking in now. That's 120,000. That's expensive though.
Agreed.
And it has a pirate flag. That means I can attack any kind of ship I want with it without penalty and without having to be at war with him. That's pretty important. I think this is the mechanic we need to take care of the convoys. Because I cannot attack the convoys right now with my ships. We need those ships. Those flags especially. He's not selling me anything else. I do have my trade ship here because I wanted to have a look at the items that we get out of this. And these are all new, right? Most of them are new. Loving that with their own bonuses. This is pretty cool. Affects the Horace food and drink production. It's super expensive. Residency. Ooh, Umeshu consumption reduction. I would like to go ahead with this because this is really hard to keep up. And the consumption is super high. A bit more workforce. Alright. Gonna take those two for starters. Haven't found that many better items yet. And yeah, we could also work on our first town hall building then. Of course, it's also its own skin. And let's just check it out where I would like to have it. Probably then also... We could have it here on the main road, really. Affecting... Yeah, it would not be super efficient. I could have it over here somewhere. That would work. So let's get rid of those two. It's just farmers.
Ceasefire has ended.
And have us a little town hall in it. Like that one. Looking once again towards the main road then. Right. And you could have then a side road here. And here. Just so it gets around it. Costs me 0 influence for the first one. Oh yeah. Digging those buildings. Holy cow, what a nice job.
A competitor's island is under siege.
I love it that every time I'm in first person mode, he tells me that a ship is under attack or an island is under siege. It's like, it's a meme at this point, right? It happens every single time.
Simple logistics.
Beautiful. Alright. With that out of the way, we can now use items as well. My ship should have arrived already with it. And I can now go ahead and use them. Umesho jar. And also my importance of hard labor, treaties, Horace, residence, workforce increase. For both of them. Right, by 10%. Yeah, the next one cost me also still 0 influence. Let's upgrade a bunch more buildings here, especially in the town center. Back in the new world, we can now build our bauxite mine. Very important step. And let's make sure that no one takes out any bricks right now. Clay is fine. The bricks are not fine. And once again, like every time really, I'm gonna have my heavy industry for Manola here. It just makes the most sense to me. We have the oil refineries here that are already causing a lot of pollution. So there's no other logical choice really for it. And right here somewhere, I'm gonna start then with my aluminum production. We still need the charcoal kiln and the aluminum smelter. We can have a whole bunch of them. So I'm just gonna have me, I think, a full block here. Yeah, let's start with the first two and the fire station. And the only other thing I still need is, of course, some coal.
A competitor's island withstood an attack.
And that would be this one with the 30 seconds production. Gonna have one here and one here. There you go. And with that, we got the aluminum finally in production. I'm excited to say that we can also produce ships in Hooray. So let's go ahead.
Has had their island seized.
And also have us a shipyard, probably a bit further at the edge of my harbor.
Another player has had their island seized.
Oh, the Admiral has taken over an island from Miss Hunt.
Ship
That makes me
under
extremely
attack.
happy. And there we have them now. The 3 ships that we have available, right? The Lorca, the Chunk, and the Pinas. And we're gonna need them in numbers. I think this one is the... Oh, those are both military ships. So the weapons we need here. And then also a sales production. I don't think we have a sales production on this island, on this map. So this is something I will need to import. Yeah. No problem. We have enough cargo ships to create yet another route. And this one is Sleepy Hollow once again to Horai. And we're gonna say take sales. And should we do 2 times? No, that's too much, right? Let's just go ahead with this. Let's also take weapons, yes. As we don't need a constant supply of that. Take one of my numerous cargo ships and start the trade route. In that case, this is a trade route that we can easily once again then also expand, right? Whatever we're going to need then in the future. Weapons and the sales are coming over though, and the weapons, since we have a trade route with export now for the weapons, I definitely would like to limit them to a certain amount. And let's actually make it a pretty high number, let's say 150 tons that we have available, right? Because don't want to drop below that in case I need to build more ships of my own. Now that was just extremely quick. The caviar and the fish or the pepper is already in by deception. That was really fast, faster than I expected. So we can actually go ahead with the caviar cracker kitchen now. What a nice name. And I want to boost this, of course, because then we can produce 4 tons of that. My total demand right now is 1 ton, so one of them is already enough to meet demand. And of course, I'm going to place it where we can have a second one potentially. Is that here? That is here. That would be ideal. The electricity flows. So in that case, let's build us the first caviar kitchen.
Watch your fingers, lads.
To fulfill us the demand that my investors have in addition now, right? This one. The others we can easily manage ourselves. One of them we already have in, the grapes. Let's check it out. For the champagne, we also need just 1 champagne, so we can already finish this one now too. That's over here, and with that we can also produce potentially 4, not potentially, but right away 4 tons of champagne. And you know what, let's have this a bit closer to the city itself, because it is non-pollution, and it would be fine over here. I don't like the look of this block, so we'll need to tackle this one as well at some point. Let's have the first champagne cellar though.
Epidemic left buildings abandoned.
Here. Definitely have another road then over there. And
Ship
probably a
under
wall or
attack.
something like that then here. But champagne is flowing. The crackers are flowing. So that's 2 more products that we can fulfill now. Leaving me with only the cigars and the steam carriages. Alright, let's also have a look at the upgrades again. So of course we want to grow. Let's have more. Still 1,000 farmers I have. That's a lot. Push the upgrades especially here. Over here. Then probably also a bunch more here. Here. And this district, that was actually the first district. Is the most underdeveloped one so far. But I don't want to see any farmers anymore close by. And then I just push more engineers primarily. Here and here. Yeah, and then we're out of it anyway.
I will feast upon this.
He really wants to take over this island here. He can't do it by force, Alonso,
Arrival.
because
Might take
he's at
over
war
your
with
island.
everyone at this point. So he's trying it the financial way. And of course he's gonna lose. Let's also... Oh, wait a second. Here I wanted to have a silo, right? Get us a few more grapes going. Isn't this beautiful? There's the Lantern Festival going on right now. And not only does it look amazing visually, but also it gives me a bonus of a 50% productivity to food and drink production and increases the island's attractiveness. Now, about the oil fields here, I would like to go ahead now and finally also start with that, because we need way more electricity in our capital. The cool thing about these oil fields is, well, actually, it's not really cool, because I cannot, once again, for the life of me, get all of them in, right? It's like the game makes it on purpose like this. So let's have the first one here. And then I can have the second one like here, right? So with this, we cover the whole fields here. And I would like to start with this one. That's a maximum amount of it. I might even consider using this one for that oil refinery. Otherwise, the trains might get overloaded. And then, well, basically you have this one coming out of here. And this one coming out of here, right? And then we just push this one over. Let's hope that this works. It does work. We will need to have one crossing at least somewhere here. And I'm probably... Yeah, no. Let's have it beside the road, just here. And then I'm just pushing it beside the road all the way. Look how many steel beams we need to pay for this monstrosity. For this one giant straight line all the way into this area, where there's going to be, of course, an oil harbor in the protected area too. That's important because oil harbors are very big targets for the AI, usually to push. Number one, and with that we also have now the oil fields. I still need a few more bricks. Do we have bricks? I don't have any more bricks available, so we need to wait for my brick factories to push them out more. I could push them by 50%. I'm not doing it though, because I think that's already too much oil anyway. And with that, we can also create our oil trade route now that goes Sleepy Hollow to Manola. Very happy that we did this. It's always a bit of a hassle in the beginning. Flying Dodo is gonna do the job, and he's now transporting more oil to Sleepy Hollow so we can power the industry zone further, and even have, I think, 2 to 3 additional power lines or power factories and oil power plants working for us. Now in Kangwang, we have fulfilled quite a bit. Oh, come on, every time. Oh, look at that, she's really pushing up on her chunks. Alright, I do have my ships here.
For the Admiral.
Let's push them over. They don't look like very strong ships overall, right? But I still would not like to send this one in alone here. That wouldn't be good. And by the way, we should have our... Yeah, there it is. Weapons and sails are in, so I can also now start with my own ships. Exceptionally fast gunboat. An old and traditional style of ship found in Horai was sturdy. It's hardly up to modern standards, the chunk. So let's go with the Pinas. Let's start with 2 here. Start having our own dedicated warships then in the region to protect it. I like that the AI uses the ships as well, the new ones. Now, it's a pretty complex production chain, but all of this we can do in Kangwan, and also Flour is already coming in with a trade route, right? So it makes the most sense for me to have it here. And for this we need a bunch of things. So first of all is the soy farm. I would like to have this, once again, my farming area. We have this already over here, so I'm just gonna make a little cut, right? So we can still add some more farms. I can still also upgrade those farms with the silo. So that is always available to us. Though I haven't figured out yet where we have fertilizers in Kangwang. So that's something I will still need to check out. And with that we have the soy farm. Let's have it on that side here too. They're producing, 2 tons per minute. That's lovely, because I'm not expecting that we... Oh, actually we do need a lot of it. 2 tons already. So I can safely say that it will probably push to 6 tons at some point. So that means I definitely will need at least 3 soy farms. So let's have them over here. You know what? Let's make 4 soy farms so we have a nice surplus, because workforce is really not an issue. 168 fields, come on. They don't need to be that big every time, right? That's a lot of fields. Yeah. Okay, so that's those. Let's build all of them. They're actually cheap by comparison standards. Only 10,000 each. Right, with the monsoon right now, they're not working anyway. Then we have the dock farm. Yeah, this is as expected, something like a lumber camp. Let's have this one at the outer edges of my capital. Somewhere here. And let's just see how we can make this work. Okay, 4 of them, massive size. That's not gonna be so easy. Massive size. I mean, come on. Okay, that's those 4. They're producing... Okay, at least they're producing 2 per per minute, so I don't need to waste that much space on them. Yeah. That's a size I haven't seen yet. I mean, that's a huge field. Okay, let's also put this one adjacent to this one. And then another one here. Lovely, so I can squeeze in one more here. Here, here, and... oh god. Last one does not work. Okay, it works like this. By the way, can we boost them? Yes, there is a silo attached to this. Very good. So let's keep a bit of a space in between, like this one. And then here, I will probably... yeah, build it here. I mean, this doesn't look very clean, so let's try to make it up here. This is better because then we can add another silo here too. Once we get the fertilizers cracking. Let's actually build, yeah, 3 of them. Dry season is upon us once again. So we got 3 here, 3 here. Then I need the beekeepers. It's also 2 per minute. That's great stuff. Yeah,
Ceasefire
over there
has
we have the fields for bees, I guess.
Ship under
All the way
attack.
up here. I mean, this island is crazy, right? They're, I think, yeah, they're custom-made islands because they look so different. They have distinctive features like this whole area here. I haven't seen that yet. And then we have the beekeepers, and I need 3 of them again. Do they have fields? They have fields. Oh no. Okay. And it's also 5 fields, which is a lot. So they're looking like that, right? And then we have another one here and here. Could even have another one here and another one here. Why not? Just in case we need more honey. This is gonna push 1. That's another 10, yeah, 7,000 for each. There you go. Now let's head back to the industry zone over here. The industry zone, by the way, is growing and growing, so I'm going to push now my lumber camps a bit further away. Also, it's not required to have that many lumber camps anymore, I think, since, yeah, construction shifts towards the clay plaster more.
As always, I endure.
Get the sawmills over, and with that we have more space here now that I would like to use now. And we have the cookhouse soy sauce. That is, yeah, 3 of them. I mean, let's have 2. Right, and then we have the kitchen for the roast duck. That's really expensive. And this is also, once again, calculated with 3 as a maximum. Oh, what? Okay, so that's 6 tons now. Unboosted, by the way. Let's also build 2. And let's upgrade this warehouse here as well. Okay, that was a really big production, but it should be working now with everything attached to it. I think we are gonna need more flowers though, right? So more flour in general. So we have our transport. It's, yeah, it's just still a Lorca, right? Let's add Devil May Care to this one now. And he's gonna just push more flour than overall. We should have lots of flour. We have none. Interesting. So we're exporting already flour. Let's get my windmills. We have them over here. And let's push more. Might even electrify them at some point. And yeah, we don't need the grain farms here anymore, theoretically. Still gonna keep them around. At least for the moment. Bread is full. By the way, I see we should probably also have a bit more storage. I could use my docklands for this to add me, because that's 100 tons every time we do something here. Nasty building, nasty location. This one's totally in the way, but it's electrified. I would like to use this electrified still. No export office possible, but I can blueprint. I cannot even blueprint the export office, unfortunately. I can squeeze in a loading wharf. I can...
Under attack.
Yeah. I would like to do it like so we can still squeeze in an export office here, right? Makes the most sense to me. And this way we can also have a block of depots here. Let's do it like that. That's 100 tons, 200 tons of additional storage for this island. And we should be able to... yeah, upgrade this one with another 250 tons of storage, though it's darn expensive. But it gets a nice red roof. That's the best part about it. For my investors, we're still waiting on the crackers. Not coming?
Missing particular
Flour. Yeah,
materials.
flour is waiting. Pepper mill produces. It's all in except the flour, but I'm working on that already. Also, we're getting flour in with the docklands.
Nice day for it.
Let's have another 2 here. Bit of aluminum is in already, so we can build our very first post office. And
Ship
once
under
again, that is something where we want to, yeah, maximize the reach a bit. This looks like a good, okay location. So I'm gonna move those guys away. And with that, we can squeeze in our very first post office just here by the crossing. And this one starts producing now the local mail. And that's important because the local mail we can use then in at the investors. Since Horai is really expensive, I want to push this one here right away because this gives me lots of coin per investor building. And there it's already fulfilling, right? That's a really easy, quick way of making some money. And I could probably also push it for the engineers. Actually, demand is pretty high with that, 8 tons, but we're producing 11 tons. So that should be fine. An easy way to get 4 to 5k on the balance back. Since we have a lot of engineers and we don't need to unlock anything anymore with them, let's continue with pushing more investors, more balance, more influence especially. And of course, every investor can then be upgraded to magnets at some point, as Sleepy Hollow continues to grow. And we continue onwards in the next episode. Stay tuned.